Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Chameleons, welcome back to the Say What podcast. I missed you. Anytime away from you guys, it's just way too long. So those of you that are hearing my voice for the very first time, thank you and welcome. For those of you that have been rocking with me from day one, hugs and kisses to you all. We're gonna have some fun this podcast. This episode, but of course, nothing's changed. Let's pay homage to the Brandon Company and to Whitfield for this song that is so fitting to my personality and to this podcast. Today's topic is something that I've never discussed before in this sense. So we're going to have some fun. I've talked to a lot of people. I talked to a lot of guys. I talked to a lot of women. Group chats, like whatever. It's a very, very interesting topic. And I feel like we don't talk about it enough and we're not open enough about it. So let's just get right into it, chameleons, and let's have some fun. So we're going to talk about, we're going to have some good conversation. And the topic of this episode is I'm all giggly, y'all, because I'm thinking about like, oh my God, like my parents listen to my podcast and yeah. But anyway, I'm a whole adult out here, a 42-year-old with 2 kids. And just thinking about like my dad listening to this is like, oh my God. I'm thinking about how I cannot have him listen. My mom, we're cool, like, like homegirls. But my dad, I'm daddy's little girl. Like I'm daddy's little girl. But the topic is sex on the first night. And I've been meaning to talk about this for a long, long time. But if you guys have been, following me and listening to my podcast, then you know that I always try to be, I'm not going to say politically correct, but I'm going to say politically correct. And like I tried to keep it as PG as I could. And I've took a turn. Not saying I'm not going to try to keep it PG, but I'm just going to let things flow. I'm not going to like monitor my words as much. Maybe not any. I'm just going to really, really say how I feel. And I've always been saying how I felt, but it was just like, oh, what if this person, what if that person, oh, how would this come off? No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to say what it is, and it is what it is. Now, I'm not going to like try purposely to offend anyone. Like I'm not going to be disrespectful. No, I don't mean any of that, but I'm saying like I'm going to say, like, if you want to, for an example, like if you want to give it up on the first night, give it up on the first night. Like that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So I'm not going to, yeah. So we're going to continue to have fun like we've been doing, but we're going to have even more fun. So it's almost like a Say What podcast rebranding with more like group chat talking. Like I know you guys have seen the meme, like if me and my friends group chat ever get out, like we are done. Yeah, kind of like that kind of discussion is where the Say What podcast is going. Like I said before, we're going to have some live Say What podcast recordings coming up. It's in my spirit. It's in my vision. I feel it. So get ready. Let me know where you want us to come. I don't want a lot of people. I'm thinking maybe 10, 15 people just to start out. To kind of get the feel of it, but I don't know, that's my vision. But God is like, nope, think bigger. So we'll see, but let me know where you guys would like for us to come. But all right, enough of all of that. let's get into it. Okay, sex on the first night. Is it bad to have sex on the first night? I'm going to say it's not bad to have sex on the first night, but I am going to say this. Based on experience, based on, having conversations with people with experience, I talk to a lot of men, business purposes. I have a lot of men that are associates of mine. I'm like the homegirl, homeboy type of relationships. I have, a lot of males that are mentors. My friend circle, when it comes to women, very small because women, whatever. But anyway, no, it's not bad to have sex on the first night. But I will say this, we have to do better. And my good friend, he preaches this all the time. We have to do better when it comes to vetting. Not just vetting the man, but also men vetting the woman. Like, you have to know what you're up against when that time comes, because I can speak for myself. Once I have sex with you, we locked in, right? Like, it ain't no going nowhere. So that means that you have to properly vet that person. Like, you need to know what makes them tick, right? If they're consistent or not, how do they interact with their family? If they have kids, how do they interact with their, with their kids? How are they going to interact with, your friends and, your family? How are they financially? Like, what place in life are they? What chapter in their life are they in? So once you properly vet a man, once you properly vet, a woman, and you get together because you guys have been spending time together, building that relationship. I think it's important to build a friendship first. And then, you finally get together and you have sex. You have sex. Right? If the chemistry is right and the vibe is right, because you've already been vetting each other, right? So far you like that person, they like you see that as somebody you can be with. And I know people say, oh, you don't really know that. Yeah, you don't really know that because you didn't do a good job in vetting. That's why. Now, if you don't know the person and you rush to have, like, no, yeah, you are going to have problems. But if you did your homework and, like I said, you guys get together, chemistry, the vibes, like, all of this stuff is checked out. Not saying you're going to get everything you want in that person, but if they meet the most important requirements, then yeah, if y'all have sex, y'all just have sex. Right? But also have that established before you have sex. Like, if you're someone that, once you have sex with a person like myself, then yeah, we locked in. But that needs to be established prior to. So when we do have sex and now you think I'm being aggy, you knew what you were getting into because we had sex. So now we go together real bad. But you have to have that established prior to. So like I said, my good friend, he talks about that all the time, about how to properly vet a person. Now, once you have sex, you want to continue to have sex, right? And it doesn't mean that, let me say this too. Like, because you have sex the first night you guys get together, it doesn't mean that the person is going to respect you less because y'all had sex. Because keep in mind, like I said, I'm going to keep saying, you guys properly vetted each other. Right? So it's not going to be any less respect because you had sex. Like, it's not. I feel like you probably have the most respect for that person when you guys initially start. And I'm saying this based on experience, not saying that you guys are not going to respect each other afterwards, but also keep in mind the people that are the closest to you are the ones that respect you the least. It's sad to say it, but it's true. So he is going to have the most respect for you when you guys first get started, right? You're going to have the most respect for him when you guys get started. Through the establishment is when the majority of the respect is created. Like I said, it doesn't mean they're not going to respect you after it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the people that are the closest to you respect you the least. So get that out of your mind, like, oh, I'm feeling him, this and this and that. We feeling each other. Everything is right, and da da da. And then you don't have sex because you feel like he's not going to respect you or she's not going to respect you. No. And the older you get, you realize these things too. Like, some people, they like to play the waiting game. Oh, he's got to wait 60 days or 90 days or 6 months or a year or something like that. Like, it's still a chance that that person can still have sex with you and still not want you. Like, seriously, like, no. And like I said, the older you get, you start to realize, things like that. Like some things that we thought or the way we looked at things were very immature. We're all adults, right? Not technically speaking, but biblically speaking, we're not supposed to have sex until we're married. Let me just clear that up. Let's just put that out there. In any instance, but if you choose not to follow those guidelines, right? Everyone, you're entitled to believe in what you believe. I believe what I believe, right? But if you choose to do other things and you believe in something different, I can't tell you, what to believe. So if you choose to engage in sexual activities, right, just make sure that you properly vet the person and that person properly vets you too, so there are no surprises. Have I ever? Yeah, like I talked about it before. Like my husband, unfortunately, we're going through a divorce, but we were married almost 20 years, 19 years to be exact. But, we had sex on the second night. Yeah. And we were together, married almost 20 years, but together almost 25. So, but like I said, that was established. Like, if we do something, like, we're locked in. Like, it ain't no, I'm seeing a, no, no, no. And I've had, other relationships before, my husband, and oh God, I forgot. My dad thought I was a virgin until I got married, but I was still a virgin, Dad. I was still a virgin. But the relationship I had before my husband was just, it was the same thing. Like, but I didn't know anything about vetting. I saw a nice looking guy. He was able to financially, he was great. He was financially, he was a great guy. He was older than me. He was just graduating college, but he went on into the stock market and things like that. But it was the same thing. Like once we had sex, like, yeah, we go together. But I made that like spot on. Like if we choose to do this, this is what it is. And it was fine like that too. But I'm saying that to say, you can do all those things. You can do all those things right, quote unquote, you know, and it's still It's still not work out. Like, yeah. I'm going to say this. If you're into that person and that person is into you, and that person makes you feel good, contributes to your happiness, um, and you guys are mutually enjoying each other, and you want to take it there, take it there, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. That person is responsible for that person. Don't let the world pressure you. Don't let social media pressure you. Don't let your friends, your family pressure you. Like, I want you to do the things that make your heart smile. And if that person is doing that for you, I'm going to tell you to go for it. It's not bad if you have sex on the first night, because you guys have properly vetted each other and you know what you're getting, right? You've properly vetted his or her health, right? How they, act when they get upset, how they interact with different people, right? How they, maintain their finances, like all of those things. How are they as a friend? Because like I said, you want to establish a friendship first. And this is just me talking based on experience and talking to so many people and coming across so many people in my life with so much experience and so much wisdom. I'm going to tell you to go for it. Protect yourself. Okay. Go and get tested. Both of you go and get tested. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, just be out here free will. No, I'm definitely not. Both of you go get tested and make sure that you guys are checking out on the healthy side, because that's most important. Like, forget finances and all of that stuff when it comes to if somebody burning somebody. You get what I'm saying? So make sure you check out with that on the health side, and you do what you need to do to protect yourself. All right. And also, how does this person mother? How does this person father? Would they be a good person to raise kids with? Because if you're out here, things could happen. So don't be out here being crazy and bringing kids into relationships that you don't even see yourself having kids and raising kids with. Like, I want us to have fun, but I also want us to be smart. And I'll share this saying with you that my dad always tells me, like, yeah, you deserve happiness. I want you to be happy. Just make sure nobody gets hurt. And if you're bringing kids into relationships, and I know this is a whole nother podcast, but I want to say this, and you don't even see yourself being with that person long term, you don't want to have kids with that person, then you already know the answer to that question. Then you shouldn't be doing it, because things could happen. So let's be careful and let's be mindful. Because I don't like that. I don't like that. I do not like that. But yeah, if all that stuff checks out and you guys choose to do that, then that's your business. Nobody ever has to know. And this is another podcast too, but don't let the world rush you. Like I said, when it comes to like, oh, you need to get married. No, that's a whole nother podcast. We'll talk about that later. But there's really no right or wrong. I want you to do what makes you happy. And if that person makes you happy and you want to take it there, take it there. All right. Just as long as nobody gets hurt. So the say what moment is, because we always have a say what moment, and I need to get back to this. If you choose to go there, and I'm talking to my men and I'm talking to my women, if you choose to go there I want you to make sure that you go there. Like when I tell you, I want you to just, girl, ride it like a rodeo. Girl, make him say your name, make his toes curl, like make him be thinking about you all night. Like every time he think about you, I'm talking about he just cringe. Just work it out. And man, if you go there, please come prepared. Like no shade. Please come prepared to give more than 5 minutes. Like seriously. Be prepared for that. If you got to do push-ups, sit-ups, eat healthy that week or the week, like the 2 weeks leading up to it or something, like flip her like a pancake. Okay. Flip her over, turn her over, upside down, right side down. Like, please put in some work. So when she driving to work in the morning, all she like every time she think about it, it just like she just really just have to say and she in a meeting and that's all she thinking about is the next time you about to flip her like a pancake and have her bald like some like some pretzel dough. Like seriously, I want y'all to do it. Like if you're gonna do it, I want you to do it. Don't give nobody no half-ass sex. Like no. And speaking like for me, because now that I'm older, not that much older, but I am 42 and I do know what I want sexually. Like I know what my body requires for me to go there and to get there. And I'm very vocal about it. So it's okay to be vocal about what you want, but don't nobody want no half-ass sex or no scary sex. Like, you know what he doing ain't even doing it for you, but you ain't saying nothing because you trying to save feelings. Like, no, I'm going to tell you like, no, that's not it. Like, I ain't going to be rough about it. I'm going to say it's sexy. Like, no, babe, that's not it. Do this. All right. So, chameleons, I love you. I love each and every one of you. I hope that you got something from this podcast, because I don't want this to be in vain. Like, I hope you were able to learn something, and, share it with someone else. And that, yeah, I love you. Be good. And guess what? We'll be back again for another episode.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?